Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. I'm going to be showing you guys a fit for T6 Firestorms for the Ikitursa. Now this is more of like a test, it's not like a tried and tested fit that I'm saying it's going to work 100% of the time, but I'm quite confident that the Ikitursa, if you put enough bling and you fit it with enough DPS, it has the capabilities of taking on the T6 Firestorm. Now something that's amazing about the Firestorm filaments is that I mentioned this a lot. It is a really good filament to run because you get really good ISK due to the fact that the filament is so cheap. So you are essentially earning a lot more ISK per hour than the other filaments, assuming you do them at the same time, which often in the Firestorms is actually not the case due to them taking a little bit longer time with you having buffed armor pool in the Firestorm. But if you do enough DPS, it can sometimes counteract it, and that's often the case when it comes to the Ikitursa because it ramps up damage. Getting over 1k DPS at max spool, this fit right here is a high DPS fit. It can get, I think it's over 1.4, 1.5k DPS when it's at max spool. Now the way I'm going to go over a little bit about the fits right here, now it maybe is not going to work. I mean, I've tried this once before, so it's not like I'm saying that, like, oh, use this and you're going to do the T6 Firestorm. I think it will do well based off my knowledge and experience in the Abyss. I think it'll do well, but we'll see. Maybe it will fail, maybe it'll fail horribly, and if it does, we'll at least learn why. Because I just feel like the Ikitursa, it feels like it's such a good abyssal ship, like it's a really top tier Triglavian cruiser, and it has really good application, can have some really good tank with the armor wrappers, and it also has some good utility because of all the utility highs you have, and it has a really good capacitor. So we've got 2 cat batteries and we've got 2 remote armor repairs, which I'll go over later. We've got 2 armor repairs, and we've got even like all these rigs here that amplify the armor repair, like a repair rate, and we've not got any capacitor modules. We've only got these 2 cat batteries, and still we've got a stable capacitor. So this is a really beefy ship. The main thing with the Ikitursa is that it tends to have big issues when it comes to waves that have a lot of like small stuff. Well, not small stuff, because the rogue drone waves are not too bad, because the thing is with Triglavian ships in general, they have very good tracking, so it actually does apply really good damage to rogue drones. So they don't take too long. Tiny bit slow, a bit slower than the Gila, but still it's not like a slow wave. It takes maybe 3 minutes, max 4. So that's still pretty slow, but it's I'm talking T6 rogue drone rooms, so there are a lot of rogue drones. The thing is, look, most Ikitursa fits for the Abyss I've seen out there, they usually have 2 entropic radiation sinks. Many even have just 1. Here, the thing that is a bit different that I'm doing with this fit is that I'm going with the triple radiation sinks right here. So this is giving us a lot of DPS, because that is the main issue with the Ikitursa. Time is a big issue with the Ikitursa. It's got a good tank. Like, naturally speaking, the Ikitursa has a really good tank. It's also got a very good capacitor. So those issues are really not too big of a problem in the Abyss. The main thing is the clear time, because you have initially very low DPS. However, when it spools up, it has more DPS than any cruiser out there. So it will excel in battleship waves, but in waves that have a lot of stuff like cruisers, for example, especially the Ephialtes room, it tends to take a lot of time. However, it doesn't seem to have too bad time when I've tried it in the Ephialtes room previously. I have tried this fit like just 1 or twice before. Once was a slightly different fit than this, and then the other was a slightly different fit, but it doesn't have too bad time either in the Ephialtes room, actually, even with the buffed armor in the Firestorm and the how we have low initial DPS. The thing is, we have still like almost 600 DPS. Now 600 DPS is not extremely high, but it's not really low either, and we spool up very quickly to over 700 DPS, which is like, you know, a little bit of the lower end for Gilas, but we can easily get to 800 DPS, and that is like what so many top level Gilas do. Now, one thing I want to point out here is I've got pretty good skills. However, there is a little bit of room to improvement. If I go on my skills in medium disintegrator specialization, I've got level 3, so you see I'm training 4 on 5. Is still not like maxed out, so it can potentially, if I were to have like maxed out medium disintegrator specialization, then I would have 4% more DPS, so it would be like 20 or almost 30 DPS more. Another way to have more DPS would be to bling these entropic sinks to Veles ones, the faction variants. The only thing is that's really bad about them is that they're so expensive, and I hate that. They cost 1.7 billion currently. They're probably going to go up even more by the time this video is out, because every time I check, they just cost more and more and more. So there's over $1 billion, like we're talking almost like officer level prices for the the radiation, the faction radiation things. Like I wish they cost maybe like 1 or 200 million, like all the other faction mods. It would be so good because you can get 15 extra DPS from having these to faction variants, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but every little DPS we want to get extra when it comes to the Ikitursa. Now, another thing that I'm using with the Ikitursa is that I'm using some remote armor repairs. And the reason is because I'm using some Hammerhead drones. Hammerhead drones, they're known for being pretty flimsy drones, but they do have very high DPS, and that is important. And also, when we're in the Firestorm filaments, we want to use something that does a bit of thermal damage. Now, I was thinking of going Tech 2 drones because they do pure thermal damage. However, I'm going for the Augmented because the Augmenteds have more HP, and that's important. I want to have a lot of HP. I do not want to lose my drones because even though we only do 170 DPS with our drones, it's still some significant DPS, and as I told you guys before, time is essential with the Ikitursa, so we do not want to lose drones. So that is why we're using the tankier augmented drones. They have the same amount of HP as the faction drones, but a lot more DPS. And then we've got 2 armor repairs right here, and we're using the small types. I was thinking of using the medium types, but there's 2 reasons why I did not opt for the medium armor repairs. First of all, I could only use 1 medium armor repair if I were to tweak these cap batteries because of the power grid issues. I couldn't use 2. And then second of all, I could have I can have 2 small ones then, not even have to adjust my cap batteries, so the Republic fleet gives the best amount of cap, but they also use a lot more power grid than the Thukka and Thurifire ones. But they also are very good because these guys together give us almost more HP per second than a medium one, and they also have very good cycle time. Because one thing that you need to be is if you want to repair your drones, make them survive, you need to react quickly because say they can sometimes get hit very quickly, and especially if you don't recall them, they'll get hit take massive hits by little frigate spawns. And another thing is like say we react, say we see our drones taking damage, it'll take 3 seconds for this thing to give repairs, so it'll be a bit of a delay right there. Like you see that 94 HP every 3 seconds. So it's not like a shield booster which boosts the shield straight away. So that's one thing we have to take into consideration. And then when it comes to the medium remote armor repair, they have a 5 or 6 second spool up, a cycle time. So it'll take me 6 seconds until the repair is delivered. So that is something that is really annoying, and it's just something that I think it's going to be a lot more stable having these small armor repairs. And the thing is, even with these armor repairs with cap stable, we can turn these off and look at that cap stability. 16 gigajoules per second with 2 cap batteries. So we're going to have a capacitor solid as a rock right here. And we've got crazy DPS tank, we've got more than my T6 Gila, so it won't be any issue. However, there will potentially be an issue with the Kikimora waves, because the thing is, if we want to kill stuff quickly, we're going to have to get close with Occult. Now, we can kite with the Mystic, we'll have to keep a little bit of range, but the thing is, with the Occult, then we will have, a lot more DPS, just killing stuff a lot quicker, and also got a lot more tracking, so it's very easy to kill stuff like the Kikimoras, a bit smaller type of ship. The thing is, Kikimoras do a lot of damage, and they will put pressure on a tank if we do not kill them fast. But we will kill them fast. Hopefully, we'll kill them fast. So then, that's the thing is, we will be able to tank them. Hopefully, that's the only wave I'm really worried about. Otherwise, everything else we should be able to just really face tank it. Especially since we're going armor based, so we'll have a small signature radius. That'll be very nice. It'll make it a lot easier kiting, speed tanking battleships like Charybdis Tyrannos. If you're using shield rigs, they tend to increase your signature radius, which is quite annoying. I've got some boosters here, so I've got this Exile booster and Hard Shell. This is just in case, a worst case scenario, I needed some boosting for my tank. I tried having a reactive armor repair, hardener, instead of this A-type multispectrum over here, which is a lot cheaper, but the A-type multispectrum gives more tank per second, and also you do not have to wait for the time for the reactive armor hardener to spool up either. So that's why I've got this here. I've got a medium cap battery due to power grid constraints, but I've got, it would be nice to have 2 large cap batteries. The thing is, 2 cap batteries is really nice to have because they give you inherently good capacitor resistance. And then this Pyrolantia, those 4, is not meant to be used normally. It gives 9% bonus turret damage, which is really powerful, and is also a very expensive booster. This is meant for when you encounter the Lucid Deep Watcher wave. The reason is because the Lucid Deep Watcher wave in the T6 can give 4 Lucid Deep Watchers. It's the sleeper battleship. And the thing is, with the sleeper battleships, they have enhanced armor due to the nature of the firestorm filament, like boosting armor, and you have 4 of them. So it's not like we're not going to be doing with max spool all the time, and we're going to spend still a bit of time having to spool up. All in all, that's going to be a wave that takes a very long time. So it's really only meant for those cases where you find the Lucid Deep Watcher wave. Then you go with the Pyrolancer, because you do not want to waste any time. I've done a Lucid Deep Watcher wave before and it took 8 minutes, but I didn't have the Pyrolancer with me, and it was also not with these Augmented Hammerheads right here. I was using worse drones. I was testing with Vespers, because the thing is with Vespers, they have like shield, so obviously regen, but the thing is here we don't have to worry too much about the regen because we've got those small armor repairs that will help. Okay, let's put this in the lights group right here, and we'll go to a safe and test this out. I am on the test server. This is a very expensive fit, costs like 6 billion including the implants, so it's not like a cheap stuff. However, if you're able to do the T6 consistently, it is very much worth it, because you'll earn over 400 million ISK per hour, maybe even actually more like 500 million ISK per hour, because we're using the Firestorm filaments that cost basically nothing. So like when I'm doing exotics, I earn about 400 million ISK per hour, but the thing is I have to spend 20 plus mil on a filament each time. Here the exotics cost like the firestorms cost like 1 or 2 million ISK. So we're going to be then rolling in with like every site is going to essentially earn like 20 or so million more than an exotic. So we're almost going to have like 500 million ISK per hour right here, and I think that's really good. Even though it's like very expensive, the ship is still worth it in my opinion in the long run, because we earn it back like relatively quickly. I mean, there's still a lot of grinding that needs to be done, but to earn it back if we were to lose it, but it's not like something that would take crazy long getting back, like if we were to use like a super carrier to do nullsec ratting, for example. Okay, let's jump in and take on the Abyss. The T6 Firestorm, let's go. A bit of love talking in the beginning, but I think it's important to I wanted to share you guys my thoughts, because maybe you guys can have a little bit of a discussion of what you think in the comment section below about the T6 Ikitursa, because I know it's known for being a pretty bad abyssal ship due to this like ramp up nature of it, but I still think that there's a lot of potential in it. Okay, let's go in here. Oh my god, this is a glitch that happens sometimes that you have like this, I think. Okay, we have to relog. Oh wait, no, we don't have to relog. Okay, good. Good. No, I thought I had to relog right there. Okay, so here's now a rogue drone wave. So we want to just take these things out from distance. And it's really nice with the Ikitursa, because you do have the ability to shoot stuff out from range with the Mystic. Like, it's got very respectable range on the Mystic, 46 kilometers. And you see here, even if we do a very low initial DPS, I mean, look how quickly we kill these guys. It's really nothing. And especially since we've got a medium range automata suppressor right here, it's just overall going to be a very nice experience. So it doesn't really matter that we take a little bit of time to spool up to get good damage. We still do 400 DPS damage initially, or 300 DPS damage, but it is applied really well. Now here we can use Occult. Occult has more damage, but it also has better tracking than the Mystic as well, so it will do more damage to this these small stuff. And we're using the Federation Navy Stasis Webifier just because it's such an OP web. It has the good range, and it also webifies them really well. And the 14 kilometers is totally worth it. Do not cheapen out on your webifiers, especially if you're doing high tier abyss like T4+. If you ever use a webifier, always go with the Federation Navy. I know it costs a little bit more, like 60-70 million, but they're like basically always worth it. You will get so frustrated when you encounter Vedmax. They like to kite at like 13-14 kilometers, so it'll be so frustrating when you're sitting there with your Tech 2 web that only has 10 kilometers. It'll just be so nice to have that extra leeway with the Federation Navy. Really nice web indeed. You see these guys, they're dying really quickly, and I mean, what is this? Like, it doesn't really matter, and it's obviously being amplified by the fact that we've got at even range medium range Deviant automata suppressor right here, but still, it's just amazing. I do not want to deploy my drones because they're not really going to help too much, and I do not want to risk losing my drones. The drones really, they're best in those waves that just assisting DPS in those waves that take a long time. In the case of rogue drones, it's not a wave that I worry about. It's taking a long time. But I've been thinking a lot in my free time about the Ikitursa, because I've been studying a lot recently just for exams and these kind of things, and when you're doing monotonous work like revising stuff, then sometimes thoughts about EVE Online come into my head, like fun things I can do in EVE Online. I've been having a lot of fun thoughts about EVE Online, so I'm just like, maybe I have a lot of stuff to say here about the Ikitursa. There's a lot of interesting thoughts I've at least come up with in my free time, so I think it will be pretty fun to see what you guys think about the Ikitursa in the abyss below. Like, let me know what you think in the below about the Ikitursa as an abyssal ship. Okay, let's reload right here. One thing we could have maybe done here is, since we were in the rogue drone wave, we could have gone and like deployed our drones and then just used our remote armor repairs to test them. But it's going to be quite stressful with that medium range deviant automata suppressor right there. But here I think we will want to use our drones though. So let's see now, who will we go for first? We're going to go for these starving Vedmax. In general, we're going to take out these Vedmax right here, and we're going to use the drones as extra DPS. One thing, the reason we got an auto-targeting system is not that we want to... oh, they're taking a bit of damage. What is this? Oh, the automatic suppressor right here. The reason we got the auto-targeter is just that it gives us extra max lock targets. That's really nice. And we want to get out of range of this deviant automatic suppressor because it gives so much. Look at this amount of like damage these drones take just from it. It's quite crazy. Okay, we're probably gonna have to soon use a bit of remote repairs on our hammerheads, but we can actually just recall them, to be honest. Well, I don't know, maybe we'll just have them keep going and then they'll soon be outside of the range of... Okay, this guy's taking a bit of damage. We can go and repair him soon. There we go. Give him a bit of remote repairs. Reps! Give me reps, mate! The Ikitursa gets a bonus to its remote rep range and also capacity usage. That's one really good reason to use the remote armor repairs on the Ikitursa. Just like they just buffed up the the remote reps on this ship. Okay, give a little bit of remote reps. Spread the reps. Spread the reps. Spread the reps. Okay, start shooting here. Start shooting this guy. It's a lot of micromanagement that needs to be going on right here. Okay. Who's shooting my drones? There we go. There we go. Do these guys. Is the deviant automatic suppressor? Yeah, it's still the deviant automatic suppressor right here. Bloody deviant automatic suppressor. Stop him, man. Don't shoot my drones. And when the Damavik start engaging them, it's also going to be a bit of trouble. But I think we're getting out of range of the deviant automatic suppressor, so it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, now I think it's good that my drones, they go for the small stuff, because we're going to be spooling up very... Oh, we're using the 2 armor pairs. Our capacity is going to crap right now. Okay, let's recall our drones, actually, because this the management of these remote reps is getting a little bit too out of control. Okay, now we want to go and we want to repair that one drone over there. There's a lot of starving guys right here. Like, look at our capacitor. Let's take out the starving guy. Yeah, we'll repair this guy. He's taking a bit of damage too. Webify this guy. We'll give him a bit of remote reps. Remote reps! Hammerhead wants remote reps. We'll take out all these starvers because we've got a lot of starvers going on right here. There we go. Good. We can look, they're all getting remote repped. These guys are all getting remote repped, and we can now knock out these stupid damas. Give them a bit of remote repairs. There we go. We can just bit of Webifier as well. Want to have that too. Yeah, so you can see here, I mean, we had a bunch of Vedmax on me. They were like all trying to really wreck me hard with their newts. They do a lot of inherent damage, those guys too. And still, I mean, it was okay. We still survived. And we even, like, it wasn't really too bad of an issue at all, really, where we still managed to survive with the capacitor. Obviously, you saw there, I had to turn off one of my armor repairs due to cap issues, but still, we still managed to pull through by just turning it off because we had already taken out significant DPS. So we have a very strong boat here indeed. Now we want to put a bit of remote reps on this guy, and we want to keep shooting because I'm just thinking too much about my drones that I'm actually not even focusing on the fight at hand. The fight at hand! The battle at hand! Okay, this anchoring guy is who's going to go next, actually. Okay, yeah, let's see now. We'll make our way towards a transfer conduit. There we go, lock up this guy. We do not need to have any more armor preps on him. Because you can see here, he's not targeting anyone, means he's targeting my drones. And we can have our drones go on this guy and give you a bit of remote reps. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, thank you, Racy. You give me my drones, my armor HP back. Thank you, man. The hammerheads, they're very happy. Okay, good. We're doing a good time as well. I mean, look at this. We're below the 5-minute average per room, so that's nice. I mean, the first room was done pretty quickly, you know, in under 4 minutes, but it's still decent. I mean, Triglavian waves, they are pretty annoying because of their boosted armor. They have mainly their armor, their HP in the armor pool, so they will take a little bit longer. However, one thing to do note is that the Triglavians are good because they have a thermal hull. Their biggest hull is explosive, but they also have a thermal hull. So we're doing a lot of damage as well to them. Okay, there we go. And knock out this guy. There we go. And recall our drones. Good. Let's see what we get in the next room. Now, I'm not taking the loot because I'm on the test server. No point, really. I can't be bothered. I'm just focusing on trying to see if I can survive this, really. That's the point, because, I mean, taking loot is not too hard. Okay, so this will be a good indicator of time, too. It'll be definitely a good indicator of time, because these Lucid guys, they have a lot of HP. Okay, we'll take out these Entanglers. They're going to be annoying, and the Sentinels is what I'm going to want to take out, too. Put a bit of Mystic on the case, because we want to have a little bit of initial damage right there. And we can send our drones on the Scyllas over here, just so that we don't have these Webifiers. Not really too worried about the Webifiers when it comes to us. I'm more worried about it Webifying our drones and not enabling us to recall our drones if they're going to take critical damage. But it is good that we have the remote repair there, just to be able to take care of that. Okay. Webify this douche. Webify this douche. Yeah, I think maybe at this point there's no point in switching to Occult. I think actually it is, because the Occult spools up a lot faster than the Mystic. It's like a damage multiplier. So you're sort of always, you're gonna even if you have high DPS on the. Oh, taking a bit of damage right here. Let's see now who's taking damage. These two guys over here. Give him a bit of remote reps. We've got a lot of aggro going on. Let's recall these guys because it's getting very hot for my drones. Yeah, there we go. Now that they've switched back to me, then we're going to go for them. Okay, good. And we're going to go for this guy here who's almost dead. We're splitting the DPS here just because we want to be able to utilize as much time as possible where we spool up. So that's why we split the drones, so that they will be taking it. Because if I have my drones focus on the same target I'm focusing on, then we will not spend as much time with a very high spooled amount of damage, essentially leaving like potential DPS or time on the table. Okay, there we go. He's dead now. We give a bit of remote reps to him. Why are they getting remote repaired here? All of them are getting remote repaired. Yeah, I thought this guy was getting remote repaired, or maybe they're all sort of... No, okay, I don't know. Either way. Let's give him a real remote repairs. There we go. And they're switching to my drones instantly. Typical. Scrubby drifters wanting to take out my drones. And we should be moving. Because we will get a lot better tracking going on. Tracking, even though these are just cruisers, I mean, tracking is not going to really be an issue. But if you have better tracking, it increases the likelihood of you getting like wrecking or penetrating, like high DPS, high damage shots, and that's why we want to, even though, I mean, tracking is not a big issue to hit, it will increase our overall time. Like, why did he take down, he get a bit of repaired, this augmented one get a bit of HP back? I don't know if there's like some kind of like repair thing going on or something in the Abyss. I don't understand. Very strange. I should be shooting. Yeah, I should be shooting, not wasting time. Okay, stupid Scylla Tyrannosaurus Rex. What do you think you're doing against the mighty Ikitursa? The Iki is furious into the Abyss. Like, Iki is like a mutated red Mac. Like, you know, it's like basically the like lore is, I think, that the empires, like the Galenta and those people, you know, like Amar, etc., they have taken the Triglavian ships, and the Tech 2 variants are not originally made by Triglavians. They're made by the empires. So they've like sort of modified them. So there's like a mutated, almost like I can imagine they see Vedmax that they're all familiar with, and they'll be like a bit afraid, like, oh no, what have they done to our Vedmax? Okay, good. Now let's recall these guys. Oh, okay, he's taking a bit of hot hit damage right there. Oof, he fell fast. Lock this guy up, please. Lockety lock lock. Lock lock. Split DPS. Good, good, good. Oh, look at that time right there. We did it in like 13 minutes. That's really good. And we encountered waves that are not too slow, too fast. I mean, first one was obviously really fast with the rogue drones, but we did encounter Vedmax that have a lot of HP in their armor pool. Here we encountered a mass sleeper wave. Oh, we recall our drones. Look at that damage they're taking right there. Oh, never mind. They can face tank the DPS right here. We've encountered like the Vedmax who have very high inherent DPS due to, or tank due to their naturally having a like a a lot of big armor pools, so it's even buffed even more with the Firestorm. Then we've also got the sleeper waves, which have a like big armor pool, plus that there's a lot of small like individual crews too, so it will make the whole experience a lot slower due to them have to not have as much time being able to spool up. But well, I mean, we're slapping these guys. Look at this, look at this, look at these guys getting slapped, and our OP augmented drones are just getting their remote reps. Thank you, AC. Thank you, AC. You saved us. The augmented drones, they're very happy. Okay, good, good, good. We finished this in under 15 minutes, which is, in my opinion, a very good time. Okay. T6 Firestorm in the Ikitursa. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Obviously, I want to do a lot more testing before I will say that this is a good abyssal fit. But it is the whole point here is that we've got a very high DPS fit. One thing I just forgot to mention is that the implants, I've got like a very expensive implant, gunnery implant right here. Now it increases our turret rate of fire, increasing our overall DPS. Reason I went for gunnery and not a surgical strike, because surgical strike increases just the amount of damage per shot. Gunnery increases the rate of fire, essentially increasing our DPS by increasing our fire rate, while the surgical strike increases the damage per shot. I went for this because this is going to allow us to spool up a bit quicker, since it will be getting shots go down faster, making us able to spool up quicker. And then another thing that is really good is we've got this like Ogden's Eye coordination enhancer. It's really nice. It gives us some sick tracking speed. So these Asklepian implants, the Asklepian implants right here, they boost our armor repair rate by a lot. But I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. Obviously, more testing is needed to be done, but I'm happy with the results so far with the Ikitursa and the T6 Abyss. Hope you guys enjoyed this video right here. The fit is in the description below. I always put the fits I'm using in the description below. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.